All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Let's Talk About It podcast. I am your host, Leon Reed Jones, and today I got a very, very special guest. I'm super excited that I was able to get this accomplished. I got none other than my big cousin, Jamie. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? James Bivens,
Yes, sir.
aka JB, aka DJ Retro One.
Yes, sir.
So
before we get into the questions, man, I just want you to just go into who you are for the people, just real quick.
all right, I'm JB. I would consider myself pretty known around the city. Whether it's from playing basketball, working in the shoe store. I've been doing that a long time. Working for Foot Locker, or DJing. I might have DJed, a party or at a club or something that you might go to. But other than that, I'm real laid back, real chill. Try not to be too involved in what's going on, but still know what's going on.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
And again, super excited to have you, man. And definitely want to shout out Audio Wave Network for letting me pull up once again. Thank y'all. Thank you, JG, everybody involved. But with that being said, man, we're going to get right into it. So, as you said before, you a DJ. So how did that come about? What made you want to do that, or what interests you, or how did that just happen?
So I always been like into music, but I never wanted to be like a rapper. We all got that one friend that rap.
Yeah.
But I never wanted to be a rapper. I wasn't blessed vocally to be able to sing. I mean, I think I sing all right, but I mean, I don't. You know what I'm saying? But I always just like music, and then perfect example is I'm a little bit older. I'm 34, so I kind of went through like the iPod phase and the burnt CD phase. And,
Thanks.
obviously we family, so I would be at like Auntie Mimi house burning CDs.
Yeah.
On like LimeWire and stuff like that, and I would make CDs for like everybody.
Yeah.
Like the hottest songs that I thought was hot at the time, and once I got a little bit older, I'm like, damn, I think I would like to be a DJ. And, it kind of just happened organically. I was able to start buying a piece of equipment here and then there. And then even though I always did it on my own, I kind of like jumped out there during the pandemic and started doing like mixes and live shows and kind of building traction that way. And then, I looked up and I was like booked or, at the club or downtown doing, gigs and stuff like that. And, a hobby kind of turned into, I don't even like to call it a job, because I say like once I feel like it's too much a job or I'm not having fun with it, I don't want to do it no more.
Facts.
So, but that's kind of how it came about for real.
Yeah, man, it was crazy because one day on Instagram, I had posted a picture, and then I saw a DJ Retro One liked your picture, so I clicked it because I'm like, not that I know of, I don't follow nobody with that name.
Right.
And then I went to it, and it was still your profile. I'm like, okay, bet.
Yeah.
And then I just was like seeing you, like, doing it on the weekends or like whenever you would post, and so it was dope. So to follow up with that question, what was your first event? Where was it at? Or like, how did that come about? Like your first DJing event?
My first event, okay, so I had like this, well, I still got it, like a LLC, and it's called Wave.
Okay.
Wave ENT. And that stands for like, We Are Very Extraordinary.
That's dope.
And it just was like basically like just like a non-profit thing. Like I'm real into basketball, and I wanted to kind of figure out a way to give back. So I wanted to like start an AAU team, not really knowing like the ins and the outs of the business to it. But I just knew I needed to like come up with like a name, a logo, and then a way to like make some money. So
Sure.
Like the first thing I did with a couple of my buddies is, because I was working downriver at the time, is I rented out a hall and I had like a party, a team party, because I was like trying to target like high schoolers, you know what I'm saying? Like to be able to, because even with my job, you know what I'm saying? Like I hire teenagers, and some of them work with me for a time, and some of them work with me from being a teenager to being an adult. And I wanted to like kind of mix that in with basketball and stuff like that, and give people a way to kind of do other things, you know. Because I
Facts.
mean, you play basketball. If you don't play for like the family or stuff like that, or the Hurricanes when I was growing up, or you know, a big AAU program like that, which only had a certain amount of spots, then you couldn't really play. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So not on a good traveling team that played on a good circuit. So I kind of wanted to start doing that. But what ended up happening was uh, I wanted to throw a party and kind of make money to kind of start it off. And what ended up happening is I shout out to Flex Live because he hosted the party for me. This was before he was a DJ.
Okay.
He hosted the party for me. The turnout was terrible. It was just like nobody showed up for real. It was only a handful of kids, but it was mostly family, and we all had on like shirts and stuff like that. And I ended up DJing the party,
Mm.
and this was like my first time like jumping out there doing. I had the equipment and stuff like that, but I never DJed in front of nobody. So um, we had a couple of people that performed their songs locally, and then I kind of got into the role like, you know what, if I really practice at this, then I could feel more comfortable doing it and doing parties and just being a DJ. So that was like my first time DJing a party for real.
Yeah, man, that's dope. And it, like I said, man, seeing it is just like you brought up like how you started. You always wanted to do it. I had the
Yeah.
idea, like, and was fascinated with music. But it's so crazy how many ideas people got during the pandemic. Like me myself, like
Yeah.
I didn't know I loved podcasts so much. I always knew they were around, but like for me, during the pandemic, I started picking up on like podcasts. The podcast that did it for me was All the Smoke with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. And so
Yeah.
I started watching that, and I'm like, man, they just on here just having fun. They talking about real stuff. They talking about sports. And then the thing about they show and another show, The Pivot,
Okay.
and what's the other one with Wallow and Gilly, $1 million worth of game. Like I love those. Are probably my top 3 favorite podcasts because like they can have celebrities, they can have athletes, entertainers, artists, and it was just dope. And I like stuff with a message behind it. Like it's different. You
Right.
feel me? If I just log in on Instagram and I'm just on live, you feel me, counting money or just just doing something I could do on FaceTime. But it's like, these guys really bringing a message. And the biggest thing is like they not only saying the message, but they relatable. So you look at a Wallow and Gilly, or you look at a Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes or whoever, and these guys are really relatable. So that's dope, man. And
Yeah.
for you, what would you say in your opinion is the best part about DJing?
Um, I got like two answers to that. So the first part is just controlling the vibe, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like whatever I'm feeling, whatever mode I'm in, I can kind of control the vibe or the tempo or the event based on what I decide to play or which lane I decided to go in. The second part is like it kind of depends on the setting, right?
Mhm.
Like I do like baby showers or birthday parties, weddings, the club. In the club, it's cool because it's like it's almost like you're in the VIP section,
Yeah.
but it's like extreme VIP. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's like VIP.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a party inside a party. So it's like you're in the booth, you got your friends, you got your people with you, and you just kind of same thing, controlling the vibe. When to slow it down. Whether they want to do some hustles or you want to turn it up with Detroit rap, or might throw a little Jeezy in there because
Yeah.
he like a Detroit native, native son.
Yeah.
Whatever the tempo given, you get to control it, and it's on you. You get to basically dictate a good night or a bad night based on what you decide to play.
Yeah, for sure, man. And have there ever been a time, I was thinking about this, like have there ever been a time, I got a 2-part question. One, has there ever been a time where like you got a request of a song and then you heard them play it and then you like, man, I probably shouldn't have played this, or like, man, what?
So just recently, my auntie Danielle, which, your cousin,
Yeah.
she date like this Jamaican guy,
Mhm.
and I did a party for his family.
Yeah.
And it was like, most of the songs that they wanted to hear were, reggae or Afro beats and stuff like that.
Right.
So one of the guys came up to me and asked me to play a song, and normally in those type of sets, I don't mind taking requests because obviously people paid me to provide that type of vibe and culture based. So it was a reggae song. It come on, I downloaded it real quick and I put it on, and it come on, and I don't really understand everything that the guy's saying,
Right.
but I caught a couple of lines that he was saying, and it was for sure inappropriate. So the one dude, he just kind of walking through, he rapping it, and he like geeked up, and then like his brother, who was kind of like the host, he like, no, change that. He like, I got my family in here type thing, and I'm like, hey, I don't even know what he's saying. Oh, that's my brother. No, I don't take no requests from him. That's it. So yeah, that was like just recently, like maybe like last month that happened. So but I try not to like in the club, like I try not to do no requests. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's crazy you said that, because my girl, her mom's side is Caribbean, and like she don't, when we in the car together, or like you feel me, I tell her right off rip, I'm not listening to none of that. Right. I just can't get with that. Now, one person that I will say this, and a lot of people gonna be shocked, but like a lot of people, I don't listen to a lot of Caribbean, and it's probably my man's fault that I went to school with. Steph, it's probably on you. But like he will always, like, he's like Jamaican, like all the way. Like my girl is mixed with Jamaican, so that's a little different. Yeah. So he would ride around campus all the time and, just be playing his music like loud as heck. Right. And like I'm in the car like, man, can we listen to some Cole or some Drake or something? You feel me? Because this is not hitting. We done, you feel me? It's already bad enough. We done lost at the hoop run today. We supposed to go undefeated, and we pulling out of the driveway on this, or like, my girl, I'd be like, I'm not listening to that. The one person I do listen to, but he only got 2 songs I like, because one of them is with J. Cole, Burna Boy. Right. But other than that, I can't do it, man. So that's funny that you said that. Yeah. And my second part question to that is like, what is, I know you said you do baby showers, you do different things. What is like your favorite event to do? Like whether it's the club, baby shower, whatever the case may be. What is yours like, man? I love when they ask me to do this one.
Probably weddings.
Okay.
Because like I would say, like it's a tie between weddings and baby showers, but for different reasons. Mm. The wedding is cool because like they usually, I usually have them send me songs that they want to hear in particular. They got first dance, dance with their mom, or dance with the dad, whatever the case may be. But that's like the first dance. So it's almost like a play-by-play. Yeah. So I like that, but I also don't like talking in the mic. Yeah. So like, if I'm doing a wedding, I know I got to talk. So I'm like, all right, then. Baby shower. And they both always had like pretty good food for the most part.
Oh, for sure.
So weddings and baby showers, but the baby shower more I like because it's super easy. Mm-hmm. They playing games, they opening gifts. Yeah, it's a lot. I really don't have to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like real little work. So that's probably why it's my favorite, because I don't have to do too much in the baby shower. I'm usually playing a couple of songs. It's like a real R&B type vibe, real laid back, and then like I said, they're usually playing 3 to 4 games. Open up. By the time they get to open up gifts and stuff like that, it's pretty much over. You know what I'm saying? So that 2-3 hours, 4 hours, or however long it take, it go by real fast.
For sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, man, that's dope. So if you had to pick, what would be on your bucket list as far as DJing? It could be celebrities. It could just be people in general. Like, what would be your top 3 to 5 people that you would want to DJ for?
Okay. I feel like, all right, so one of them is like family. So we got a lot of family. Right. And a lot of them never even heard me DJ or knew that I was a DJ. Yeah. That's like one thing. The second thing is probably like, my mom passed away, but she never like seen me like rock a crowd. Yeah. So like, I kind of would like want her to see that. So she never seen that. So then in the last one, it would probably be like maybe if it's somebody famous. I got like a lot of rap people that I like. I would never want to be like a tour DJ or anything like that. I feel like that's too much.
Yeah.
Like I would do it if the opportunity presented itself, but that's not like my bucket list.
Yeah.
But like probably like to be able to like put a mix together for like one of my favorite artists of their own music.
Yeah.
You know, I think that would be dope.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I definitely want to pull up to an event where you DJing, man. I seen you. I think it was like a week or two ago, and you was DJing. I think I had seen it on Facebook and Instagram. I was like, man, that's dope, man, because it had. I ain't even gonna say threw me off like in a bad way, but like when I saw you, because I was used to your, like I said earlier, like I was used to your name being what it was on Instagram, and then when I seen that, I'm like, let me make sure, because people, you know, they trade pages all the time, so I'm like, let me make sure this still my cousin or whatever, and then like just seeing you doing it, and like the people you touched, and like how, you know, amazing it is to see you doing that, man. That's dope. And so before we get into this game, I'm gonna ask you this last question. So what was the most packed place that you DJ'd at?
The most packed, probably like 350 Terrace downtown.
Okay.
Like right, it was crazy because it was like during the pandemic, and like even though they were doing like this thing where like they had some clubs open, but not all clubs. But if it was outside, it was doing it.
Right.
So like, you know, obviously, you know, like I said, the best thing about the club situation is like you like in the booth, and I don't know if you ever been to like 350 Terrace, but it's on top of like the music hall.
Okay.
So it's like all outdoors. You up high, and it's like a real like chill vibe, but like people hadn't been outside for real. So they was charging dudes like $100 to get in.
Jeez.
You know, like and it was packed. I'm talking about like shoulder to shoulder, and it was a good time though. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, people couldn't go outside for real. You know, people out there, you know, it's outside, so they smoking, they having a good time. You know, girls doing what you're trying to like stay 6 feet, but not it's hard in the club kind of thing. I just was happy that I was like away from all of that, because for sure, I'm gonna say 75% of them caught COVID.
No,
for sure.
Especially when you said it was like in the heart of the pandemic, or it was still going on. Yeah. But man, that's dope, man, and it's a blessing to see you like tap into some stuff, you know, like DJing, like you finding a niche and stuff like that. Because I always used to say, like I told you off camera, like, man, I know whether it's at Fairlane, even my mama used to tell me, she was like, whenever I tried to get some shoes, she be like, make sure Jamie over there, because he gonna get you right. Like, you know. I'm like, I done been at 12 Oaks. I'm like, hey man, hold on, y'all, that's my cousin. What's up, bro? Like, so it's just dope to like see that and like see you doing your thing, man. I'm definitely proud of you for sure.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. You know, I've been working for Foot Locker for like 16 years, so like, you know, that was like my first job. You know, I had other jobs, but like that was the first job I had, and kind of just stuck with it. You know, real cool, laid back job to pay the bills. You know,
for sure. Yeah. And now we're gonna get into this game that I like to play on my podcast called "Let Me Get to Know You," and these are a series of questions that I'm gonna ask you, and you just answer them the best way you can. So, number one is, what is an album right now that you have on repeat right now?
Man, that's tough. I know you asked me this before, and I was like, and I forgot to send you the answers, but I guess being a DJ, like, I could never like just give you one album. Yeah. It's kind of like sometimes I'm like in R&B mode, like something like I listen to so much rap music that like I try not to listen to no rap before 12.
For sure.
So like I could be like bumping Brent Faiyaz's album. Yeah. Like from start to finish, I bumped that, even some of his old stuff. I might be in the mood to listen to SZA. Her album was dope. I'm still bumping Drake and 21. Her Loss. Young Nutty, his album was like way better than I thought it was gonna be, but it's like some bops on there. Yeah. You know, it all depends. You know, I listen to like everything. Even like, because a lot of times being a DJ, you got to be in tune with stuff that you might not be a fan of. Right. But like, you know, I mean, I got my own interests though. You know, like I like Yachty. Like you know, I think Yachty real talented as a rapper and a producer. Shoot, he got a podcast too now. I be kind of watching that.
Yeah,
it's kind of silly, but I like it. But yeah, man, I like a little bit of everything. So I couldn't give you like I got favorite albums of all time, but like just like to be listening to one right now, it's like kind of it's a lot.
Yeah, man, I feel you for sure. Like me and my boys were talking about this the other day. I feel like it must have happened. It must have started happening during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate to like beat that over to beat a dead horse because it seemed like everybody say that for something like, oh, this happened because of the pandemic. This happened, but like I don't know, man. It's like when people, even some of your favorite artists, like when they release an album, you be listening to it for like a day or two, and then you be like, dang, who next? Who next?
Yeah.
Who album is next to come out? You feel me?
Yeah.
Versus like when you listen to an album before, you know, a few years back, and you like, dang, man, this album, you still like, cause me, some of my favorite artists, you know, like Chris Brown, Bryson Tiller, you feel me? Like, I listened to his album, I was anticipating it, and then it came out, and I was bumping it for a while, still bumping, but it's like, dang, bruh. But it's just crazy.
I feel you. I think like for me, like Bryson Tiller's first album was so good. Like at my house, I got records on the wall. And, I got like my favorite albums, like no skips.
Yeah.
So his first album on my wall.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was so good that it was like, even though he still made good music, it's just like I don't think he's gonna be able to top it.
Yeah, bro. Like that trap soul.
That trap soul hit different, man. Same with like Drake and like Take Care, you know what I'm saying? Or nothing was the same. Like I feel like though, like even though I hope I like as a fan, you like I want him to outdo those.
Yeah.
But it's like them on my wall. You know,
like
classic. J. Cole, Forest Hill Drive. I'm like, he gonna top it. But if he don't, it's all right because he got this. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like that type of person. You know, I got Kendrick, Good Kid, Mad City up there, Get Rich or Die Trying, all stuff that like was instrumental in me growing up. That I was like, I remember being in 8th grade, getting out of school, putting like the radio in the window at my boy house so we can hear the radio while we was outside shooting jumpers to Get Rich or Die Trying.
For sure.
Like, you know, in 8th grade, you know, and it was like the greatest thing we ever heard. Like,
that's facts, man. And so the next question is, what is the best era of music in your opinion?
The best era
of music.
So obviously, like I said, I'm a little bit older. I was born in like '89, so I made a lot of decades, but it's probably gonna have to be like '90s hip hop.
Okay.
For me, and early 2000s, you know, but for sure '90s because it's like I remember first listening to Biggie. You know what I'm saying? And like how different it was. I remember listening to like our cousin David Watts with Bone Thugs and Harmony. And you know, like he was like they biggest fan, and it was like it wasn't really my thing, but it was like that's my older cousin. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta.
And, you know, and it's like I rock with it because he rock with it. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, those type of artists, you know. And a lot of stuff, even like the Biggie stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still like, I could be in the club right now and drop, you know, One More Chance. Or, you know,
right.
You know, and it's gonna turn the party up, you know what I'm saying? So I say like 90s hip hop, 90s R&B, not taking away from nothing from the 2000s.
Yeah.
But, or even now, you know, like I notice now, like me and my girl talk about it all the time. It's like, so many like women rappers.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like a lot of them, and like
Facts.
a lot of them hard, man. But you know, it's a lot, and it's like refreshing because it's like it's been like male dominated. So you know, it's cool to hear women rapping. You know, especially rapping about different stuff other than like the women rappers that's like strippers.
You know? Facts. So, for real.
So that's cool.
And now we're gonna take it into this segment. It's part of Let Me Get to Know You, but it's either this or that, so you pick from the option.
Okay.
So the first one is Juice or Menace to Society.
Man, that's a good one. I like them both. I'm gonna go with Juice.
Yeah, I was about to say same.
Because listen, I want you to know that like when Omar Epps was DJing, like that kind of was like one of them events in my life where I'm like, damn, I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like even though you know you got early Tupac and stuff like that. I like Minister Society too. It's funny too. I was just telling somebody that I think Tupac was supposed to play that role.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
Yeah, but he beat up ended up beating up the
Yeah, they got into it.
Yeah. So
that's crazy though, man. It's so crazy. Like speaking just on Tupac, like how many roles that he was supposed to play, but this happened or that happened or they went with somebody else, man. But no, I say Juice too, just because like Omar Epps is a good actor. Tupac was definitely a good actor, and like I said, like you said, like I like them both, but I just
I relate more to it.
Yeah.
Like Minister Society is a great movie, but it's like how I feel about Good Kid, Mad City, right? I feel like that might have been like the best album.
Yeah.
Like the 2010s, like it was like whatever it came out, it was just like it's almost like just that side of the world we don't really know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you see it on TV or you hear it in music, and it's just like so West Coast that you can't relate.
Yeah, man.
You know, I don't take away from it, but just being, you know, we from Detroit, like we don't really know about, you know, the Crips and the Bloods and the you know the gold BBSs, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or the Daytons and stuff like that. Like we know, but they ain't really.
We ain't
like,
experienced it. Like it wasn't like heavy in our neighborhoods and nothing like that.
Know, I could relate a little bit more to Juice.
For sure.
Yeah.
And this one, I always had this debate. Now, this is a, what you call it, whatever it's called, disclaimer.
Okay.
I've only seen like an episode and a half of Power, but from the looks of it, it's a dope show. So
Power, that's the show, man.
Power or Snowfall?
Okay. Dang. I'm gonna say Power because of how it's branched off into different things.
Mm-hmm.
But see, my issue with Power is that like no matter how bad the situation get, they're gonna get out of it. So like that's kind of like my issue with Power, you know what I'm saying? Like they could be getting ready, they could be in jail, they're gonna get out. They could have to kill a drug lord or break him out of jail and kill him. This is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter how big the obstacle in Power, they're gonna get over it.
Right.
Somebody gonna die, but they're gonna get it done. So, and then my issue with Snowfall is like, even though I like Snowfall and it was kind of like based on a true story, I feel like after John Singleton died, man, it started getting a little wild.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the whole tiger in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like, it started getting a little too much for me. And it was like you have to remember that it's supposed to be like the 80s. So you have to remember like technology ain't really up to date. Because I would be so mad at Franklin, like, bro, why are you pulling up to a Hispanic neighborhood to sell dope? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. But then it's like, you don't know. Yeah. You know, like this like the first time you're trying to do it, you have to like remember like, nah, this ain't the 2000s. So you don't know no better.
Man, I was so sick, man, when Snowfall came to an end, bro.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, I'm like, dog, the way it ended, I'm like, because what messed me up was, because I had started Snowfall in 2022.
Okay.
Like, I was able to watch from probably December. I was able to catch up. No, wait, it was a little bit before that. But I was able to watch it all the way up until the new season came out. So, and Snowfall had been out, I think, from 2016, 2017. And so I would always hear people talk about it. But when I locked in with it, I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Yeah. But like the way it ended, because I was on Twitter, and this is why you cannot go. This is free game. You cannot go to social media when you're watching a current show or movie. It's going to ruin your life. And now they got TikTok. It's over with. Just close your phone. Turn it off. So I went on there and I just saw, they didn't show a clip, but it was showing like what he looked like. And so I'm like, man, let me hurry up and get off here. So I watched the last episode and man, I'm like, bro, oh my goodness. The way that joint ended, I'm like, man, but they saying they supposed to do a spinoff with Wanda and Leon, but hopefully, you know, that happens. But I was so sick, man. I really thought after all that trouble, because different people, who you would say, who you would say is the real villain when it came down to all of that?
Man, listen.
To messing it up.
I mean, everybody played their role.
Yeah, for sure.
But I seen something that said the real villain was financial aid. Because if he don't get kicked out of school, he don't just none of this happened.
Right.
But I also feel like, you know, the old saying behind every like strong man is a strong woman.
Yeah.
I feel like his mama and his auntie was his downfall. Mm-hmm. The auntie was too greedy.
Yeah.
She wanted to be the top dog. And then, like, you know, just like all of us, you know, you want to take care of your mama, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And realistically, like, you know, the mama just, like, she blew the bag. Like,
man.
She just fumbled the ball on so many occasions, man. Just doing too much, like partner with the KGB or whatever it is. Like, like, come on, man. You doing too much. Like, she shouldn't even had those connections.
Right.
You know, she just made me so angry in that mode. Like, she just would be looking like, and it was like that, like, I don't know if it's real, but she had like that boil coming out of her face. And it was like, soon as the camera got on it, she was about to be on bull. Like, right after that.
Like, bruh. Me, the way I look at it, now his mom definitely, like you said, I agree with you when you say that. Everybody had their hand in it now. Yeah. But I don't know why, but every time in that season, I thought Veronica was going to set him up, bruh. Like, I thought she was going to set him up. But I will say this. After replaying it in my head, I'm like, bro, really, I feel like equal blame goes around to Louis and his mom. Because when she shot, bruh, I'm like, bro,
it was just
no
stupid.
way, bro.
Yeah, you never get
Dog
no
was
back.
like 2 seconds, bro. It wasn't like he was like 10 minutes. He was waiting on somebody. He was right there, bro. Like, are you serious, bro?
That pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm like, bro,
because she could have killed him after.
Right, bro.
You're just gonna mess it up for everybody.
Right.
And then sit there and like, I did it. I'm going to jail.
Man. But that's how you know. My mom used to always say, that's how you know a show is good. Like, when you really upset, you know this is like, this is not real life. But like, you like, dang, bro, why would you do that? Like, what would make you do that?
Yeah, then I feel like, don't get me wrong, like Teddy was wrong for killing his pops.
Yeah.
He was wrong. But the pops was doing too much.
Yeah.
Like, to know that your son is in that line of work and to be like on doing interviews and trying to blow up the spot, like, he was doing too much. And I don't know if you know this, but you know, he played in Paid in Full.
Yep.
And I hated him in Paid in Full, so it was almost like, I got this thing where like people play bad characters, bro. I can't unsee it. Like, I can't unsee Thandie Newton and Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Like, she left her husband, left her kid. I can't unsee Zendaya being a crackhead on Euphoria. It's like, no matter what they do, I'm gonna remember that.
It's like the people be mad about the dude who played Charles in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Michael and Why Did I Get Married? And then they always, it's two other people, and the dude from Family Reunion, and then it's another dude that they always compare, like, who we forgiving. Like, it's them. Like, bro, it's crazy for sure.
Yeah, man.
Like, but nah, man, definitely want to shout you out again, Cuzzo. Thank you for pulling up.
For sure.
Got nothing but love for you, man. Love you.
Love
and
you too, man.
Definitely glad to have you on. Thank y'all again for tuning in to the Let's Talk About It podcast. Shout out Audio Wave Network. See y'all same time, same place. Appreciate y'all.